is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into the lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. That's all I have for the boring intro. And we are doing the Smiths this week. We're doing their self-titled record. And this is the last of the Lost episode season of the podcast where we're redoing an old episode that has been lost to the sands of time. We originally did the Smiths back in June of 2018, and we did it with your cousin of the pod, Talina, and but we did not do the self-titled record. We did do The Queen is Dead, but this week we decided to change it up and do a record that we liked more than The Queen is Dead. So that's why we're doing self-titled. So let's get into this. Like I said, we're gonna break down the record. We're gonna spend a lot of time on the lyrics, I think, because that's what most people love about the Smiths and Morrissey are the lyrics. So we're gonna break that down a lot. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into our origin story with the Smiths, and then first impressions, and then go from there. So what do you got? Origin story, go.
I mean, like true origin stories, just when we did the Smiths. That was the first time I ever really listened to them. But trickling it back a little bit, Wedding Singer, How Soon Is Now, that's on the soundtrack. That's in the movie. I like that song. I do have the soundtracks on vinyl, and I've always liked that song. But then also like Airheads. So Anthrax does a cover of London, and it's a thrash cover, and it's so fucking good. Anthrax's cover of London by the Smiths is the best song Anthrax has ever done. Like, that's just a fucking fact.
In the end, Anthrax are only good at doing covers because they did Bring the Noise.
Yeah, but even that one, I don't think it's a great cover. It's a fun cover.
It's a great cover. Get the fuck out of here.
I think it's a fun cover, and it bridges.
It's just as good as the Aerosmith Run DMC.
That's stupid. That's a dumb thing. That's taking advantage of something. Whereas like Anthrax was already embedded in the hip hop community, and they were already like Scott Ian was wearing Public Enemy T-shirts like long before anybody ever thought of doing a collaboration between the two, and that's why it's iconic and unique and fun. But I don't think it's particularly good. It's fine.
You're crazy.
Don't be this, okay? You're doing this.
You're crazy
right
for this.
That's
one,
what
Rick.
you're doing. You're doing this right here. But yeah, Anthrax cover of London is fucking amazing.
Wanna go back to London.
That's a good song too. But yeah, I've never listened to the Smiths really. The Smiths. I keep saying the Smiths because I think that's how the English people say it. They don't say their THs very well. They say Fs for some reason. They put consonants there that don't belong there. So I guarantee you they say the Smiths instead of Smiths. Like Smurfs. Yeah, Smiths.
The Smiths. This damn Brit.
But otherwise, I guess truly my introduction to the Smiths is this week. Like this is the first time ever in my life that I've actually sat down and listened to the Smiths in a way that like I was.
You listen to most music.
I don't know. I was trying to find I was trying to find something here. When we did it with Talina, we did not give that a fair shake at all. That was in the early days. That was kind of just like us, like, oh, the Smiths suck. Let's just fucking listen to it and shit all over it.
And she got mad.
And like we did listen to it or whatever. But yeah, we did not give it a fair shake back then.
No, not at all. Poor Talina. Hopefully she had a
after all she's done with us too. After all she's done for us too. Yeah. She's the reason that we went to NAMM all those years.
Yeah. I know. I've only met Talina maybe like 3 or 4 times, but
really,
yeah, I haven't been around her that much. But yeah, she's done a lot for us. With all the NAMM show stuff and yeah,
every year.
Yeah.
She got me my first guitar. Like my first electric guitar came from her, the PV. She worked for a company that installed like PV DJ system, lighting, stuff like that, and she got me essentially half off. So yeah, I still have it.
Yeah,
my bread and butter.
Cool girl. So
cool girl.
This one's for Talina. This episode, but so yeah, my origin story with the band was honestly when in 2018 when Talina was on the podcast and we listened to The Queen is Dead. And I didn't like it back then, and that record I still don't really care for. And this band in general, I don't really like. Like I mentioned in the Rakings episode, I listened to all of these records at least 3 times, especially the self-titled record. I listened to probably 6 times over the last almost 2 weeks, and it's not my thing. I get why people like it, but it's not my thing. But yeah, origin story. That's my origin story. 2018. Obviously, I heard. I know I heard. What's the song on this record? This Charming Man. I know I've heard that song, and I know I've heard You've Got Everything Now. But I never knew You Got Everything Now was a Smith song. I always thought it was a Tears for Fears song until this week.
How soon is now?
Or how soon is? Wait, was it How Soon Is Now? Yeah. Jesus Christ. All these songs have stupid titles. But anyway, that's my origin story. First impressions. What do you got on self-titled record?
Yeah. So again, we kind of skipped a week. Stuff happened, whatever.
Yeah.
But the first week I was excited to shit on this because it's fun to do a shit episode, especially when the band is shit. But I think at some point it happened with cans too. I threw some cans on, and I just got lost in my. I got lost in my music, like you used to get lost in your books, Ty. So that's kind of like where it happened. And then I also just put different lenses on, and we talked about in the rankings that I was like, all right, let me detach myself from what I normally like and just go into this as if I'm just this moody kid in the 80s that hasn't really heard anything like this before. And like The Cure wasn't really doing things like this. That's more of like goth stuff. Like this is just like depressing music. This is just like, fuck, man. Like I'm lonely. I'm sad. This is fucked. Everyone sucks. Fuck you. But you're also like me. And it was cool. And then obviously like the Radiohead influence. Like Radiohead fucking loves this band, and they took a lot from this band. But then also like even bands that don't outwardly say they took a lot from the Smiths, we have to like kind of like go back 2 or 3 steps. But dude, Clarity, Jimmy World, like the way Jim plays guitar, fucking Johnny Marr.
Oh yeah,
fucking Johnny Marr.
Guitar wise, yeah.
Like
definitely.
holy shit. And there's a lot of clarity throughout this record.
Yeah. It's
So
those
after
clean
that-
tones. It's the clean fucking tones, man.
It's not just like the clean tones, right? Like Johnny Marr, like
It's
he's
the
not
picking.
a flashy guitarist. What he does, he just arpeggiates chords,
Yeah.
and then a lot of dubs in the studio. But then like he plays that old fucking Rickenbacker, and it's just like that rockabilly kind of Bo Diddley kind of style, but also sad.
Yeah.
And he's, I don't know, it's cool because like his guitar playing is pretty like nuanced. And again, like he's not this virtuoso guy, but he just has a firm command of like chord shapes and like where we go with these things. So he'll play a chord, and within that chord he'll pick a different like chord. And this is getting into more like musical theory that I know of, but I do know that he likes like R&B a lot. He listens to a lot of Motown.
Mhm.
And so when you hear him play guitar, he's not just playing guitar, but he's also trying to like bring in like string arrangements you would hear in like a Marvin Gaye song, or he's trying to like also build like a bass line that like Wes Montgomery would do when he's like hitting with his thumb and playing something lead with his left hand. Like Johnny Marr's right hand is just doing so fucking much constantly.
I agree. And there's a couple songs, or at least one song on here where it sounds like there's multiple guitars playing, because the way he transitions between parts, he'll play chords, but then he'll do, arpeggiated stuff, just playing the single notes. But the way he intertwines it all and he transitions between parts, it's so seamless that honestly, I really thought there were 2 guitar players, especially there's one song where there's an organ that plays during certain parts of it, and the way it all kind of intertwines with each other is just really, really fucking cool. And how clean his picking is. Like his picking is some of the cleanest shit I've ever heard. Like it's incredibly clean. No distortion. Like there's almost no distortion on his guitar. And that's impressive, because a lot of people use distortion to cover up their imperfections. But Johnny Marr is just fucking clean. But yeah, anyway, I do like Johnny's, I like his playing a lot. I think it's really great. And I think he's a really, really great guitar player. But yeah, top 50, but not top 20 or top 30. Maybe top 50. I'd put Johnny Marr in there.
He's about top 50. Influential, and just a good guitar player, a unique guitar player. But then I do think like, we get the guys from Radiohead doing it better, but like they wouldn't be able to do it had it not. They ran so that he walked so they could run type of thing. Yeah. But like they did do it better. But fuck, man, it was good. It was good.
Very good. So where are we at? Let's get into some. Do we have any stinkers on this record?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I agree. I don't have any stinkers on here. Bangers. How many bangers do you have?
I've been trying to do this thing where I'm just only doing like strict bangers. This is a banger, and not doing like top tier filler. I have 6 bangers.
Okay, got it. So I have no bangers.
That was good.
So
That was
yeah,
good.
I have no bangers. Once again, this is
That was
not
good.
my thing. I do have I set aside songs where I thought, okay, I'd put this on on a Smiths playlist, and then I have a set of songs like half the record I would put like on a Smiths playlist. The other half is just kind of like really honestly forgettable for me. So I guess technically my okay songs are going to be my bangers, but in the end, I don't
least you
have
you
any.
tiered
bangers.
them somehow,
I tiered them,
right?
but I technically
Yeah.
have no bangers on this record.
That's good.
I don't
get
really like this
bangers where
record.
bangers aren't due. That's
Exactly.
fine.
So,
Even though you do it all the time with
the
the genres
I've
that you
never
tend
done
to
that.
like more.
I've never done that, but
You probably do with Kitty, right? Kitty's probably full of bangers.
dude, I like that first Kitty record
Yeah, of course. It's garbage, but that's all right.
better than this record.
It's absolute trash.
Oh, okay.
Damn, that's something. Well, those are fucking words.
It's called
coming out of
nostalgia,
a
dude.
mouth.
It's called nostalgia,
Of
dude.
A mouth.
All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into your bangers. We'll get through those first. So let's do that. What do you got?
You've got a friend in me. You got everything now.
Okay, that's my 5 OK song. My 5 OK
Okay.
song. So
Okay.
so that's my last. So
Okay.
I have 5 OK songs and then 6 songs that didn't make my OKs. So
Okay,
this is
so
the bottom.
so
of my
it,
list.
it is weird too because like this charming man is not on the original record.
Mhm.
It's like a U.S. bonus track, but on Spotify, it's like right smack in the middle.
Yeah.
So technically, this charming man, like there should only be 10 songs, but that's also a banger for me.
Yeah, I mean, I put this charming man on here, so we're gonna talk about it.
Okay,
But yeah, so
yeah.
you've got everything now. What do you got on this one?
dude, funky track, right? Like that heavy bass line, that ding 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 ding, squirrely as fuck. I love the build into the chorus because the drop into the chorus is absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Mhm.
The chorus is so goddamn catchy, and at the end with the ooh, I can't get that little part out of my head all fucking week. And the contrast in the verses and the chorus, like the verses kind of set up this little more, I don't know, straightforward talking as if he's like a little bitter and lyrically. And then the chorus sounds like he's truly like degaff, right? So long as he's happy type of thing. And like that's what goes into like the lyrics because this is written about Morrissey in his school days and trying to be like the perfect everything. And he said I was quite advanced in school.
Oh, he's
Right,
so
like
obnoxious.
fuck you, like quite advanced. He's just a bitch. Shut
I
the
know.
fuck up. But afterwards, after he was out of school, he saw a lot of like the dum dums driving nice cars and being successful and doing something that he didn't want to do, and they were doing it and probably not happy. And so like the chorus is him like poking fun at that, poking fun at the grind. Like even though you're successful, you're not happy like I am, even though he's not happy. But the chorus musically kind of fits that. It's a little more swingy, it's a little more pop punky, it's a little more pop, it's a little more fun. And so I like that contrast between the verse and the chorus.
Yeah, so it's a definitely a more upbeat song on this record. I think Andy Rourke's bass playing is really solid on this one. Cool riff from Johnny Marr. Honestly, I have nothing but nice things to say about Johnny Marr. I really, really like his guitar playing. I do like Morrissey's vocals on this one a little bit more as well because he does there's some there's some variance here. He does some angry sounding vocals. There's some falsetto kind of stuff here. It's a little bit all over the place, and that's kind of what I like about this record more than the other records is that it's a little bit more just kind of let's throw whatever the fuck we want. Like there's no pressure on us like from fans or labels or anything like that. Let's kind of do whatever the fuck we want, and that's what this song is. There's just so many different things going on, and I really like that. Lyrically though, so I agree with you. This is him seeing, the people who drive fancy cars, have good jobs, this and that, and he's making fun of them. But honestly, dude, this song is he's just envious. He's just fucking envious. He wishes he has all this stuff. He wishes that he had money and all that kind of stuff. But he's so far up his own ass that he'll never fucking admit it. And that's what it is. It's all envy and jealousy. That's what this song is about. He would never admit it, but that's what it is.
But that's Morrissey.
I know.
That's like the point of his lyrics. His lyrics are very they're nuanced. They contrast each other.
I don't think they're as
he goes
nuanced
against
as
himself
people
constantly.
think.
I think they're even this.
No.
And like I praise the Johnny Marr constantly, but like Morrissey's lyrics are so self-deprecating in the ways that you would like. This song is about that, but like clearly he's fucking envious, right? Clearly he's sad that he's not popular, and like you said, like they didn't have anything to lose, but they kind of did. Like they got rejected by a bunch of fucking labels at this point, and like nobody wanted them, and they signed with Rough Trade, and Rough Trade just fucking murdered the fuck out of their discography and just put out so many goddamn comps. But like this was it. This was like their last hurrah. And like, yeah, Morrissey's envious. Like, that's human fucking nature. Of course he is. And of course he's hiding behind the fact that he's not envious. And of course he's pretending not to be. Of course.
He tries so
he's not
hard.
hiding it, though.
No, but he
He's
does
not
try
hiding
to
it at
hide
all.
it. Yeah, he tries to hide it in this song.
No.
In this song in particular by trying to say, oh, well, you have all this stuff, but you're still not happy. But I'm happier because I didn't get a normal 9-to-5 job. I didn't do this or that your corporate shills, your fucking sheep. All you sheep.
The song literally ends with him saying, "I want to be tied to the back of your car." Like that's him saying, "I want to breathe in your exhaust. I want to just breathe in like your sloppy seconds."
Yeah, and
the entire song is that, and then he ends with, "I want to be tied to the back of your car." Dude,
because he wants to ride the coattails of what he missed out on.
Of course,
because he's jealous
absolutely.
and he's envious.
And he just told you that. Of course he's envious. He's not hiding that. There's no hate.
But he also tries so hard on like and that's another thing too that I was reading about Morrissey, and a lot of people have said this about him. Like people who are close to him have said that he's like the most shy person you'll ever meet at one point, and then you'll talk to him the next week and he's out there going out and talking to people and this and that, or he's like the nicest person in the world, he'll do anything for you, and then the next day he'll talk shit on a bunch of people. Like he's just this like when you talk about hot and cold, almost like this like bipolar personality. That's what Morrissey is.
That's called like a true introvert in an era where like technology has not overtaken things. A true introvert is like that. Like none of us in our friend group is really like this, but like Annie's probably the closest to a true introvert.
Yeah, Annie's pretty introverted.
But she can be the same way. She can like snap at the drop of a hat and like, why are you so upset about something so stupid? But like to her it means something more than anything you could possibly imagine. Like Morrissey's like a true introvert, and like that's the brilliance of this song. Is like, yeah, he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I don't care about you. You work, like Surf Wax America. Like you drive your car, I'll take my board. But here at the very end, he's like, I want to be tied to the back of your car because I still, even though I just made fun of you the whole time, I want to be like you. Like that's so like self-defeating. That's so pathetic.
It is.
Like that's so out there. And this is, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking good, dude. That's brilliant. Oh, that's good.
And this is 1983. So, okay, so let's get into another song. We've done You've Got Everything Now. Yeah. All right. So what's another banger for you? What do you got?
What was your one beat or your one?
Oh, my favorite song on the record.
Fucking favorite song.
Miserable
Charming
Lie.
Man, right?
No, Miserable Lie.
Oh,
that was my favorite Smith song. Should we just get into that one?
Yeah, that's my 3B.
3B. All right. So this one it starts off this like kind of melancholy thing. It's very what you'd expect from the Smiths. Then out of nowhere, it just picks up tempo, squirrely bass line. It's kind of all over the place. It's a mess of a song. It's like their most like punk of the era, like kind of Black Flag kind of sounding song. It doesn't really make much sense, but I like the song for that. I like just how they're not so far up their ass. They're just kind of doing whatever the fuck they want. And then also, Morrissey does this like falsetto thing. This is the first time he does it, and this is the most extreme case of it is on this song. And overall, the song just sounds very twangy. And I know that's because he uses the Rickenbacker, he uses a Telecaster as well, so you get a lot of twang to Johnny's guitar playing.
Twin reverb, like he's all about that 50s fucking rockabilly twang,
which is super fucking cool. So I like Miserable Lie a lot. This is my favorite Smith song.
This song's cool. So I thought you'd have come at this and been like, I thought the song was okay, and then it got really good, and then I fucking hated it. Because there's 3 parts of this song, right? There's the intro part, there's the fast kind of like double time part, and there's a double time part with a Ace Ventura, like and like that is wild to do. That is absolutely crazy.
But I liked it because it was so wild. That's what I liked
pulls it
about
off, dude. Maz Maz's little high pitched vocal thing that he does there. You're right. He never really does it like this ever again. Never does it this aggressively, but it's good. But yeah, dude, the croony ballad kind of shit in the beginning part, dude. There's so much like clarity all over this fucking beginning part there.
I know you don't like the TV show, but the TV show, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, the music that is in that show sounds exactly like the first part of this song. Like it's all this like mid-tempo indie rock through the entire fucking show. So there's all this so when I hear it, I get this like nostalgic thing in my mind because I love that show so much. I don't know. It's a weird little side note, but it's very much
not that
show.
I don't like Pete and Pete. It's just that I didn't watch it as a kid, and I'm just not going to start watching it now.
It's so good.
Like I'm probably not. I'm sure there's a lot of shows out there that are really good that I would rather just watch and then get into rather than going back and watching Pete and Pete.
God forbid you watch something old.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's great.
But like, yeah, come on. Great.
It's great. It's funny. It's cute. It's quirky. Come on.
Hey.
Come on. Iggy Pop's in it. Come on. Steve Buscemi's in it. Come on.
I like Steve Buscemi. I like the Steve Buscemi gets me more than Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop's in fucking everything. Good lord. I don't care.
All right. So yeah, Miserable Lie.
Miserable Lie.
What else do you have on this one?
Like lyrically?
Yeah,
musically?
or musically, and then we could jump into the lyrics. Yeah.
I don't know. That's about it. The song's not. It's pretty straightforward. Like this is like their kind of like punker song. This is the song that's it's 3 tracks deep. It's coming off of like, you know, they get the funkiness of the second track, and then this one is them kind of showing us they can still rock. They can still like bring the heat a little bit. They can still save rock and roll in the shitty 80s. And that's why like a long time, like I didn't listen to the Smiths. I'm sure you probably listen to the Smiths, but a long time it's just because like the 80s music, the 80s aesthetic, are just pop. It's just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And the Smiths were different, and someone had told me like, don't worry, dude, like the Smiths, like they're trying to like bring rock and roll back to shitty 80s music. Don't worry, listen to them. Like that would have made me more interested to listen to them and in listening to them. But like no one ever told me that, and so that's on all the fans of the Smiths. Talina, that's your fault. Tolino. Remember we changed our name to Tolino because we're men, and as if we thought like they gave a shit at all.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Dude, we photocopied the pass and like just like
for the
cut
NAMM
out.
Show. I think you meant for
but,
the
like,
podcast. Yeah, that's right.
No, for the NAMM show. But I cut out like a little O from like a magazine or something, and I pasted it over the A and just photocopied so Tolino instead of Talina.
So for people who don't understand what we're talking about, we used to go to the NAMM show a lot. The NAMM show is this giant music convention in Orange County. It's like a world-renowned music convention every January, and Jeff's cousin Talina used to work for PV, like he said, and you could only be invited to this place. You can't just walk in or buy tickets. You have to be invited. So she used to get invited, and the way we used to do it is we used to get a pass from her, and then we used to photocopy it, and then eventually we started putting our own, we'd photocopy with our own names on it. But at the beginning, we would just use her name, just Talina, and we realized, oh, well, that's a girl's name. So if we put an O on it, Talino, that'll make more sense. And then we each had a pass that said Tolino on it. So what we would have to do is we'd have to go in at separate times. So you would go in first, and then I would go in like 5 minutes later. Or we would distract the person. Like we would pretend to be on, like one of us would pretend to be on our cell phone, and we'd walk through, and then the other person would like talk to the security guard, and then we'd get through. So like we found all these like stupid and weird ways to get into the NAMM show. It was fun.
And we thought that it worked every single year because we were so sly and coy, but really it's because like nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
Watching us walk by. As long as we had something that resembled the pass, then they don't give a fuck.
They didn't care, yeah. But
because I wouldn't either.
Yeah, no, I don't care. You're getting paid at that time. Minimum wage was like $5. You're not gonna
I don't give a fuck about all these pretentious fucking rich people coming here to buy. Oh, I'll take 5,000 of these new Gibsons. Sure. Like send them to my, I don't fucking know. Talk to my secretary about this.
Send them to my warehouse.
I don't know how rich people talk. That's probably it though. That's probably pretty
That's
accurate.
exactly how. All right. So yeah. Miserable Lie. So this song,
miserable lie.
Lyrically, this is, to me, he's just a miserable person. He's very lustful. He sleeps with a lot of prostitutes. That's what I gather from this record. And he he's so insecure with his own manlyhood, his self, that he blames the prostitute for stealing his innocence and blah blah blah. He puts all the blame on somebody else for becoming a man, and it's just God, it's just obnoxious. It's annoying. Just placing the blame on somebody else for all of your shortcomings and the shitty person you are. So that's what it is.
See, I don't think he's any shittier of a person than anybody else in like the 80s or
what
like
he's
that.
doing is not necessarily a shitty thing, but how he's reacting to it. You know, after I don't want to say the word, I won't say it, but after the act happens, he realizes he regrets it. He feels shame. He's shameful for what he did, and that's what it is. Like that's what it is.
Yeah, so like for sure, it's about him falling for a prostitute and kind of like grappling with that fact. Like he's innocent enough to fall for her, right? Because like, oh, she's just cute and she loves me for me, but he's also torn to whether or not he can even change her or save her and pull her away from this, as if that's even like his choice to do. And I think it's just all these emotions that he just does not know how to deal with. And you know, he's still in his early 20s here. And so when he's percolating on these ideas, he's even earlier than that. And Johnny Marr is like barely fucking old enough to even make adult decisions, because when they met, it was 14 and 19. That was the age gap,
crazy.
Which is, I mean, for whatever that's where the consenting adults can do whatever the fuck they want. But if you're telling me here that Johnny Marr and Morrissey never messed around,
I know.
I call it bullshit, but that's neither here nor there. But I love the line in this that he says, "You've destroyed my flower-like life." Like, it's just so fucking dramatic.
Yeah.
Like, Morrissey is so dramatic about everything. And again, that's just in line with like the introvert that is Morrissey at this time. And that is kind of like him throughout his career. Even like still to this day, he's just an awkward dude. And like you said it, like one minute he's this and the next minute he's this, which is like the knee-jerk reaction is like, oh, that's what bipolar people do. Like, well, I think it's just because he's just fucking awkward.
Well,
he's just an awkward dude.
I wasn't necessarily calling him bipolar. I was just saying it's just a very, hot and cold kind of. Bipolar was like,
yeah,
it was kind of my comparison, but I wasn't saying he was.
It's an
bipolar.
easy descriptor to use for behavior like this, even though we're not calling him bipolar. It's just that's an easy way for the common folk to just immediately understand what we're trying to convey. But like, how many adults do we know that are like, damn, that's just an awkward dude. That's just an awkward fucking person. Yeah. Even older than us, right? Some people are just fucking awkward
people, yeah.
Like even Renee, dude, like still to this day, she'll go through a drive-thru and she'll talk to the drive-thru people and she'll order something. And if they ask her a question that's just outside the realm of what you normally would ask in a drive-thru, she gets flustered. She gets weird. She's left drive-thru windows after giving them the money, and she's just driven off and left her food there. Like just straight up has left because it's so awkward for her just to turn around.
The social anxiety of it all, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The social anxiety of it all. And like it's just some people are just fucking awkward. Yeah. And Morrissey just does not know how to and like now it's more acceptable to be like socially awkward and just have like anxiety and stuff. Like we accept that, we adhere to that. But in the 80s, like nah. In a band? Yeah. Nah. Especially with like glam metal like exploding and like all these other bands, like The Cure is coming up and you see like he's in makeup and stuff, and he's like owning his sexuality and stuff. Like Morrissey was very, very, very different than The Cure, very different than Depeche Mode, very different from these other 80s bands that got really, really popular for doing kind of the same music in some capacity. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Smiths are good.
Okay, that's fine. I guess I'm taking more of a negative approach to his. Not just the music, but lyrics. I feel like, I'm definitely taking a more cynical approach to his lyrics than you are. You're giving him more excuses than I.
It's not that I'm giving more excuses. I like this week also. And like we never been like lyric men.
True.
But I've always liked poetry. I've always liked plays. I've always liked reading things that are just so over the top and so campy.
You hate reading books.
I don't think. Yeah, like poetry books aren't books, dude. Like reading Hamlet's not like reading a book. Okay. It's better. So I've always enjoyed that. Like I've always done this since high school. That's silly boy talk. And so I've approached this as more performative than I would as like someone who's sitting down and reading like a Dustin Kensrue thing where he's writing like good lyrics. No, he's writing like free flow poetry.
Okay, that's
and it's
fair.
just like this is how I feel right now when I'm writing this song. It may not be like indicative of who I am as a person or even who I will be tomorrow, but right now as I'm writing this song, this is what I feel.
That's a good way of putting it, like free flow poetry. That's kind of what it is. Because I don't feel like anything he really talks about on this record, at least, is that fucking deep. It's very at face value, self-deprecating at moments, like you mentioned, but also a lot of arrogance, a lot of nervousness in some of his lyrics as well.
See, that's the beauty of like just like good fucking poetry is like someone can just write about the most mundane of things. And on the surface, it's kind of like Smith's here. On the surface, it's like, it's kind of pretentious, and Morrissey's kind of up his own ass, which he 100% is.
Mm-hmm.
But you get these undertones of like weird sexual tension. You get these undertones of just weird, like, I don't know, dude, like sexual disobedience. These weird undertones of dark fucking thoughts. Like there's a lot of nuance to his poetry writing.
Yeah.
And like that's. Like to me, that's like that's the bee's knees. That's fucking that's what poetry should be. Like on the surface, it's one thing, but the more I read into it, and the more I know you as a person, I get to like see all these different aspects, and then how it translates to me personally. Like what I read out of this, what I get from this. Poetry shouldn't just be like, here's what I'm saying, but if you read it into it a little bit more, here's what I was really saying. Poetry should be different for everybody. You should take it, a little bit different.
True.
Depending where you are in your life, and maybe I don't know. Maybe that's why. Here at this point, I'm taking it a little bit different because I'm getting really into it.
Than you did 7 years ago.
I did get really into it.
Also, at this time too, 1983 or early mid 80s, being gay at the time. You smell something?
Yeah, it smells like broccoli. I think Renee's home making broccoli. It smells like fucking farts. Broccoli's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, broccoli's not
You
that
cook
great.
broccoli, fucking farts. It
Yeah,
smells like
it's not that
farts.
great.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck off. It smells like farts.
But okay, so mid early 80s, being gay, was still very, very taboo. And, there's always been this thing about Morrissey and his sexuality and all that. And there are a lot of, gay undertones on the records. The album artwork, there's a lot of gay undertones or kind of explicit stuff too. Yeah, the single artwork with the butt. Yeah, the guy's butt.
I've seen that guy's butt like 10 times throughout this fucking week. Because like reading the lyrics on like Genius and stuff, like fucking hell.
Always popping up. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of that too. So it gives you also a different interpretation of the lyrics because when you start thinking of it in that context of maybe he is closeted or he's trying to come out and all that kind of stuff. It certainly gives you a different perspective on it all, and which is very cool. I think especially at this time and at this time a man doing this it's unheard of. I mean, maybe what's his name from Culture Club? Fuck, what's his name? He was like the only Boy George. Like I think he was like the only really out gay guy, right, at the time, like in the early mid 80s.
George Michael?
No,
that was probably
Boy George.
But like George
Michael wasn't like outward. No, he never like came out as gay.
He had the one earring.
But it wasn't until
that's gay.
But it wasn't until he got caught in the bathroom in the 90s.
Oh, maybe it was the right ear that was gay though.
The right ear was the gay ear. Yeah.
The left ear's okay.
Yeah, the left ear's okay. It's so fucking stupid.
Okay. I wonder if that was like a universal thing. I could skip and let us know here. I wonder if that was a universal thing across like oceans, but like here in like Southern California, like depending on if you had to, and why would you even like pierce your ears as a kid anyway too? Like I'm still terrified to pierce my ears.
Yeah,
but, like if you, depending on which ear was pierced, meant that you're gay. But both ears pierced, not gay. Either the right ear pierced means you are gay, or the
right ear was the gay ear.
How sure are you?
I'm like 100% sure. Or like 99% sure. Now you got me questioning.
You could pierce your entire fucking necks, nose, lips.
If you only have your right
everything.
ear pierced, then you're gay.
Okay.
That's the gay ear.
I wonder
so
who started
fucking
that.
Stupid. I don't know. I don't know.
Like, you imagine just if we were just friends in like elementary school, right? And then you just came to school one day and you had to write to your peers, and I just spread this rumor that you were gay because of that, and it blew up into this entire Southern California thing, right? That's probably how it started. Just one kid called his friend gay because of his ear ring.
Probably, yeah.
God, I would be so proud to start like that kind of just
that kind of rumor.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be wild.
So,
but no, you're right. Like early '80s, like homosexuality. And I know Morrissey fucking hated Margaret Thatcher, and I don't presume to be a scholar in UK Parliament politics or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that Margaret Thatcher like decriminalized homosexuality in the '80s. So I don't know why Morrissey hated her so much. But I know when she died, he had some very unkind words to say about it, which is fine. Like, I would say the same shit of George if and when George Bush dies. Like, dude was the worst. But I'm pretty sure Margaret Thatcher like decriminalized homosexuality. Like, we're talking decriminalized.
Yeah. Now,
like, how do you even enforce that?
What's going to happen is about an hour after this episode comes out, we're going to get this paragraph about Margaret Thatcher from friend of the pod, from one of the friends of the pod.
There's no fucking way he likes Margaret Thatcher.
No, I don't. Because I mean, as far as I understand, she was very conservative, and I don't think he's a fan of Margaret Thatcher.
By our American standards, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, they have different concepts of liberalism.
But let us know, Skip.
Stupid.
Let us know, Skip, because we have no idea what we're talking about, to be honest.
Well, I wouldn't say no idea what we're talking. We understand
very little
various concepts, but
anyway, let's move on to what's another B for you? What's going to do it?
Hold on, dude. I'm still highlighting red.
Okay, this is fun. You get mad at me.
Well, you immediately end a concept and then want to go on to the next one.
Or do you have anything else about Miserable Lie? Do you have anything else about it?
Oh, no, that's good. I'm good there.
So then why are you bitching? Get the fuck out of here.
Because I'm trying to move along. I've already talked about it.
I'm just trying to move along. I'm just trying to keep things going.
I'm like, you're like, let me scroll up and down.
That's literally what you're doing right now. What do you got?
I'm already done. I've been done for 20 minutes already.
What do you got?
30 minutes almost. Right. Pretty Girls Make Graves.
45 minutes
my 2B.
It's my third okay song. My third okay song.
Good.
What do you got?
Good. Do you remember the band that was called Pretty Girls Make Graves?
I do remember the band.
In high school?
They were like a early metalcore band, hardcore band.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I do remember.
I don't think I've maybe like once, but I don't remember anything about the band other than that name. And I always thought like that was a cool name for a band.
Were they only local, like Orange County local, or were they actually from another area and they were a little bit popular? I don't remember.
I think they're popular enough probably to tour a little bit. They probably played a bunch of Warped Tours. They probably played Bamboozle, couple records, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't think they were. Yeah, I don't think they. Okay.
I think that was it. But yeah, Pretty Girls Make Graves. That's my 2B. This kind of like chamber pop kind of groove is fucking absolutely so goddamn good, bouncy, fun. But for me, it's all about like the post chorus. The post chorus back into the groove. The little setup, right? That lets everything just drop so hard. And these guys, I don't know, it's weird because these guys will do. They'll do just a song where there's no chorus, there's no verse. It's just Morrissey reading like a notebook entry.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do something like this. We're like, let's craft a good fucking song to where like they can sink their teeth into the pre-chorus and then really drop into like the ooh, and then get back into like like I don't know. It's a well-crafted song. It's a deliberately well-crafted song.
All right. So yeah, with me on this one, it's a very it has a great fucking bass line. It has I like a lot of the upstroke guitars, the chorus of the O's. I don't even know how he does the O's. It's very kind of it's very dramatic, but it's something completely different and weird. It's just a very unique song. It really stands out on the record. But that's really what I have. All I have on the lyrics. It's more about. That's really what I have on the music. It's more about the lyrics on this particular song, like most songs on this record. We should just get into the lyrics. But
this is a little back a little bit. A little back a little bit. That's what I just said. A little back a little bit.
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 That's so a little back a little bit. What the fuck does that even mean? It's you know what I mean, like the chamber pop stuff, right?
I don't know what chamber. What is chamber pop? I don't know what you're saying.
like old timey, like if Mozart and Beethoven were a little bit more like pop punky, right? Like
Okay. So you're pretty much doing the Cantina band from Star Wars. That's essentially what you're doing.
Cantina could be chamber pop if there was like add a harpsichord into the Cantina band, slow it down a little bit, chamber pop for sure.
Right.
Absolutely. But yeah, Morrissey's a weird dude. Like he doesn't like this girl because she's too slutty, but then when she leaves him for someone else, he gets all puffy and all mad. Like that's what this song is about. And that's again introvert. Fucking also we've all kind of been in that situation too. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, we all want somebody but like, nah, that girl's not for me. Then you see her go something like, fuck. I wish that was me.
Yeah. I think we've all been there.
Young. We're young. Like everyone's been young.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone listening to this podcast right now has been young.
We've all been young.
Or is young.
And generally speaking, we've all gone through the exact same things.
Yeah.
The same feelings, the same emotions, all that kind of shit. To varying degrees,
Yes.
but we've all experienced it.
Same fucking humans are this. We're all the fucking same, dude. We're a dime a dozen at best. At best. But yeah, that's what this song is. And that's what like pretty girls make graves, right? Like pretty girls really do make graves because we put them on a pedestal. We like try so hard to impress them that we, at the behest of ourselves, and we dumb ourselves down 55, 65 notches, and we kill each other over it. Like wars are fought for fucking pretty girls. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, god damn.
Yeah, I mean, you see it every day. Men fight each other over women. We literally see that every fucking day.
And coffee.
And what?
Gotta have coffee. Gotta have coffee.
All right. So yeah, I lyrically, my kind of view on this, it's he's just constantly lusting after women, that it pretty much just overtakes his life. And we've all kind of been there as teenagers and all that. We just obsess over girls and things like that. And for him, the only way to overcome that lust and that obsession is to become celibate or even gay. And this leads to more into the like kind of the gay undertones of this record. It's like he goes like the complete opposite. Like if my obsession and my lust towards women is so extreme, I'm going to go the complete opposite. I'm going to be celibate or be gay. So it's almost like, as fucked up as it sounds like, because obviously if you're gay, it's just, you can't help it. Like that's how you feel. But it almost feels like the way he talks about it in this song, it's like he became gay just because he lusted so strongly for women.
Like a spite.
Like it's a spite gay. It's a spite gay. That's what it is. So
I respect that kind of gay. Spite gay.
Yeah. That's what you want to do. Spite gay.
I respect any kind of spite. To be honest, anything you do out of spite, I respect that.
Yes. So yeah,
good.
there we go. Pretty Girls Make Graves. Cool song. My 3 okay song for me.
I will say I don't think like it's weird because Morrissey, I think, deliberately was like this androgynous looking dude in an era which is ironic as fuck, in an era where like Robert Smith is putting on so much makeup to make himself look like a female, and Morrissey's out here just looking androgynous just because that's the way he fucking looks.
Just wants to be a pretty boy.
But like he didn't wear so much makeup, and he didn't dress in these like really, I don't know, effeminate clothing. He just, I don't know, looked like a pretty boy. That's just the way he looked. Like Robert Smith tried to do it, and for 3-4 years prior to this coming out, like he tried to make himself look goth and eyeliner and makeup and
I think with Robert Smith though, he was just trying to look different. I don't think there was like any particular agenda. I think it was just he wanted to look different. He wanted to be a little bit controversial. That's really what it was. I don't think there was.
And with Morris, agreed. And in Morrissey's fact, he just looked normal, but everybody ganged up on the fact that he looks gay, as if you could look gay, and he was just like, "Fuck it, guess I'm gay then."
He was a pretty boy.
I don't give a shit.
That's just what it was. He was I mean, objectively, he was like a handsome-looking man. That's what it was.
But I think he embraced it. I think he was like, "Fuck it,
yeah.
you think I'm gay? Then I'm gonna feed into that. I'm gonna feed that fire. I'm gonna put fuel into that fire. I'm gonna make it so like arbitrary. I'm ambiguous. I'm gonna make it so my lyrics are gonna be so ambiguous that you're gonna continue to think that I'm gay, and I'm gonna have this bromance with like my boy here which I still think that something happened between the two at some point.
I think so too.
Because it was the 80s. I don't know what happened
A
in the 80s.
19 and a 14-year-old boy, and they were that close. And even Johnny Marr said back then and years after, he said that, we were best friends. He wrote these songs and I thought it was about me.
Soulmates.
Yeah, he's like, we were soulmates and I thought this song was written about me. And then I found out it wasn't written about me. Like Johnny Marr literally said, not literally, but I'm obviously I'm paraphrasing some of it. But that's essentially what he was saying. Like, I thought this song was about me because we were soulmates. We were best friends.
We were that close.
And we only hung out with each other. Like, we didn't have friends outside of each other. We only hung out with each other. I mean, come on. Like that, the way even Johnny talked about it was it seemed like very romantic. So I believe it. But also, Johnny, for what it's worth, Johnny did end up marrying his wife in 1979. They're still together to this day. They have several kids, or a couple kids. But in the end, yeah, just because you're married to a woman doesn't mean you're straight. I get that, but take that for what it's worth.
Do you say? You said Johnny married his wife in 19 whatever. Do you say that?
Yeah, Johnny married his. He married his.
What is his wife when he?
Well, he married a woman who was still his wife. He married a woman.
Is that like commonplace to say? Like, I married my wife.
Yeah, he married. Yeah,
like, you don't marry your wife. You marry your girlfriend, and she becomes your wife.
I know, but
after you get married.
But it's okay. I get what you're saying, but
I was just curious. I don't know. Is that how we say it?
Yeah, I think that's how we say it. Yeah, he married his wife because I think it's because they're still together. If they weren't still together, then it would be different. But because they're still together, yeah, he married his wife.
She's not his wife until he marries her. But you would just say that because
you're not going to say he married his current wife. You're not going to say that because if you just say wife, then obviously then it's implied that it's current. Right.
Does it sound weird though?
It does sound weird. Yeah, when you really think about it, it does sound weird.
It sounds weird.
Anyway,
the hand that rocks the cradle is my 4B.
Before we hop into that, I do want to mention Pretty Girls Make Graves, the band from Seattle, 3 records, 2002, 3, and 6. Broke up, just got back together in 2023. They're a hardcore band. There you go. I looked it up.
So we were pretty close.
Yeah.
We were pretty goddamn close, actually.
And then it does say all over the place that they got their name from this particular song, not from
100%.
Not from the book because Morrissey got the title of the song from the book The Dharma Burns, a book from 1958, from that particular book. But the band got it from the Smiths. So there you go.
This is a perfect example of why people shouldn't read books, because a lot of Morrissey's lyrics are taken from books and things like that. And that's why he's weird. So this is why people shouldn't read books, is because you become weird like Morrissey. Books should be burned.
Fucking Fahrenheit 451 over here.
Is that a movie? Did they
Dude,
make a movie of that one?
I know you read that. Dude, I know you read that book in high school. That's why I fucking said it, you idiot.
It was probably one of the 5 books I've read in my life. Yeah.
The one you're forced to read in high school.
It's true.
It's not even that good of a book. But anyway. All right, then are we good with
Pretty Girls?
Are we good with Pretty Girls Make Graves?
Birthday Girls, yeah.
All right, cool. So what's another banger for you? What do you got?
The hand that rocks the cradle to the grave.
The hand that rocks the cradle. That is not an okay song for me.
Not an okay song for me.
That is lower B. That's one of the worst songs on the record.
I don't like fucking poetry.
Well, let's get into it. What do you got on this? I got notes for it.
This is one of the first songs Eminem wrote together. That's Maz and Mar.
God, I was so confused there.
He at some point like the nickname. I mean, he gave himself the nickname Morrissey, which is not a nickname, it's just his last name. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But then I think Johnny Marr, somebody gave him the nickname Maz, and he hates it. Does not fucking like it at all. Does not like when people call him that. Does not want to be called that.
What did he say? It sounds like somebody squirts something on the floor.
Yeah, it sounds like something disgusting. Yeah. And he fucking hates it. But when your last name's like 3 fucking syllables, like, dude, go fuck yourself. You're getting your name is Maz.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is from a poem that Maz had done from the Maz collection. I think it's a great song. It kind of dances around like the Mazopedia. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing? That's
Yeah,
not a
no.
thing.
So apparently, there's some guy who wrote a book called Mazzopedia, the Encyclopedia of Morrissey and the Smiths.
Oh, it was a book.
It was a book.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not a website. You know, they like
Wikipedia
for
yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
They have like a TMNTpedia and shit like that. They have everything.
Wikipedia. Yeah.
Wikipedia, Weezerpedia.
Yes. Continue.
I actually learned something cool on Weezerpedia the other day too. That Jason Cropper, the original guitarist for Weezer, did a really, really quick side project band that had Josh Freese the drummer.
Oh, okay.
They recorded like one or two songs, never released anything, and then just parted ways. But I never knew that. Literally until like 3 days ago. Yeah.
Josh Freese has just done everything though, so it honestly doesn't really surprise me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, this song kind of dances around like that haunting aesthetic, like again with that like indie emo, ethereal guitar work that we talked about, like the clarity and like paving the way for other indie Britpop bands in the 90s, 2000s. But this one's definitely like lyric driven, but it's backed by like a mood. It's backed by a vibe, man. No chorus, no verses, just free flow poetry, and it's good. It is solid.
Yeah, so apparently this is one of the first songs that they wrote together, that Morrissey and Johnny wrote together in 1982. So like we mentioned, you know, Marr was very young. He lived in an attic, and that's where they wrote a lot of these early songs. And but overall, I think this song is a little boring. I think it's just generic. It's just like the constant strumming of the acoustic guitar, and then you have Johnny's like, you know, picking below, like on top of it. So I mean, yeah, there's some layering the two guitars and all that kind of stuff. Cool bass line, but overall I think it's kind of a generic song. It is cool that he lyrically, it's kind of him telling his story, but even still, it's kind of a generic story, you know, about his love for the woman, how he'll always be there for her, for them, to protect them from anything that comes along. And that, you know, that he's her man. He's their man. That's really what it is. I don't think it's that deep.
See, I think here's how I did this here. Right? Like much of just like good poetry, like the beauty of it is in the ambiguity and delivery, be it emotional or not. Like not all good poetry has to be fucking emotional. Not all like good poetry has to be so fucking deep with like undertones of other things. That's the beauty of poetry. Is it's good because it's good, or it's bad because it's bad. I don't know. I can't articulate it, right? Okay. Like the whole like porn in the Senate. Like I can't explain it, but I know it when I see it. And this is it. This is a perfect example. And I think it's like the whole like concept of like I don't know, comforting a child is here. But I think he is the child. I think it's him like trying to like reassure himself that like life will go on, life is okay. But there's also some like sinister and sexual undertones throughout the song, or his lyrics.
There's
like
always
nothing I
sexual
think leads, nothing that I think leads to anywhere other just like interpretive poetry, but nothing like weird or whatever. But I think it's like, I think it's him talking to himself. I think it's him reassuring himself that it's okay. Like it opens up with "Please don't cry," right? Like that's like calm down, chill, take a deep breath, relax. And as the song like progresses, it just goes on and on and on and on. And then like yeah, it does go on into like, you know, I did my best for her, and like you're mine, all that stuff. But then it ends with like mother, right? Because now we're getting back to the infancy phase of you, and you like reverting back to your childlike nature of, I need someone to help me. And then the last thing he says is mine. Like me. Like this song is mine. It's my responsibility to do something here. It is my responsibility to move forward and get over it and take responsibility for my actions and be a better person, because no one is going to help me except for me. So he acknowledges it. And I think the song is just an exploration of that. Fuck, this is a good one, man.
Okay.
If the music was better, this would be like my 1B. Oof.
I get what you're saying lyrically, though. I mean, yeah, I guess it is. It's a little bit more open to interpretation, because yeah, it could you know, follow a lot of his own insecurities, a lot of his own immaturity as well, wanting to be taken care
personified
of.
Personified as a child, as his metaphorical child.
I get that.
We know he's a child. We know he's a fucking child.
Yeah. Based off of everything we hear about him.
And he knows he's a child. Like he's never pretended to be anything more than a pretentious fuck.
Yeah.
Right. As much as everybody makes fun of Morrissey's never pretended to be anything other than that.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, you got to give him some respect.
Of course.
For that. He's never been not Morrissey. As annoying as it is. After all
that's just Morrissey, right?
The canceled shows and him saying shit in the media about other musicians and all kinds of stuff.
Forgot about that. Yeah. So how many? So there's a website that tracks his canceled shows,
you sent it to
since
me,
the beginning.
There was like something like
because I just could not fucking believe it.
Something like 200
I could
shows
not
that
fucking believe it.
Canceled. It was some crazy number, but
and this is only. It was 391. These are shows that Morrissey have canceled, not because like Johnny Marr was sick. These are shows dating back to the Smiths era that Morrissey canceled.
And then I think on the website it tells you why it was canceled. Like it gives specifics as to why, like everything about that show.
It breaks it down due to like the tour, the era, and then why. So like in 2025 in July, there was 5 shows canceled. And injury to a member of the band. I guess the guitarist had an arm injury, and Morrissey canceled 5 shows because he just didn't want to deal with it. And that was in, Belgrade. I don't know the fuck that is. Bucharest, Belgrade. Istanbul, Athens, and then I can't even say the last one. Sibnek.
I don't know. Poland, maybe.
And then it shows a statement he released. Right, that same tour. It'll say like, "Here's a statement from Morrissey." Then it says like, "Due to this." Blah, blah, blah. But it goes all the way back to like the mid 80s. Like that's crazy. No, sorry, it goes back to 1983. It looks like
so the first record. So yeah, the self-titled record.
November 23rd, 1983. That first fucking tour. He canceled.
The fact that somebody or people have gotten together and created this database is unreal. It's fucking crazy, but it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
391 shows you said he's canceled?
Yeah, 391 shows. Morrissey has canceled.
When almost every band you ever hear of they always talk about like we feel so bad for canceling shows, and over their entire 30-year career they might cancel 2 shows, 3 shows, 391 shows. That's fucking
dude. Motion City Soundtrack were supposed to play a show like 2 or 3 months ago at a festival, and their lead singer I forgot his name. He got sick and couldn't play. Like his doctor said, dude, you cannot fucking sing. Your vocal cords are fucked. And so they called in what's the singer from Fall Out Boy?
Patrick Stump.
They called in Patrick Stump to sing like 80% of the songs, and then other like pop punkers who were already at the show to like fill in because they felt bad about canceling. And so like if I was at the show, I obviously I do love Motion City Soundtrack. I do want to see him sing. But I would not be mad to watch Patrick Stump sing Motion City Soundtracks. That'd be fucking awesome.
So many bands have done that. Korn did it. Korn did it when Jonathan Davis had that like rare blood disease.
We're having
a good time.
We're talking about fun things, and you say that like that's just.
That was a big show. Corey Taylor came out and sang a couple songs. Really
cool.
I
want to see is fucking Corey Taylor.
Or like Metallica did it when Lars Ulrich had to go to the hospital for that show. Joey Jordison played a couple songs. Fucking Dave Lombardo played a couple Metallica songs. They did a whole Metallica set, but with 3 different drummers. Super sick.
And like anybody that, because there's videos of it too.
Yeah.
Anybody that ever thought like, I wonder like Metallica would sound like without a shitty drummer, that was cemented in everybody's mind.
Like watch Joey Jordison. Even watch Joey Jordison play Enter Sandman was just like oh my god.
Fuck.
Joey's not even like showing off. He's just playing the song how it should be played, and it sounds.
Just
so much
time
better.
and better.
Yeah, so much better than the recorded version and live, especially.
See, what a fucking prick. See, like all those guys, like Corey Taylor's a prick, and he knows he's a prick, and everybody fucking hates him for being a prick.
Nobody hates
Morrissey's a
Corey
prick.
Taylor.
I hate Corey Taylor.
You're the only one who hates Corey Taylor.
I'm not the only one who hates Corey Taylor. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not the only person who hates Corey Taylor. Corey Taylor's up his ass, dude. He needs to chill the fuck out.
Okay.
Calm down.
Settle down.
Calm down.
Settle
You're in a
down.
band with 14 other guys. And you did something great at one point in your life. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. All right.
The more I try to do the accent, the worse it gets.
It was good the first time you said it, but yeah,
it was good the first time. I know, and then I can't do it again.
It was like this Boston thing, Boston. Anyway,
fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, the hand that rocks the cradle. Who cares? We're so fucking off.
Exhausted.
Right now.
Exhausted. That's okay.
All right. What,
this is fly through.
What we
have
like 3 other
songs,
4 other songs.
Fly through them and call it. Start with the one.
What do you got?
Reel Around the Fountain.
Reel Around the Fountain. What do you got? 6 minutes. Way too long.
There's a couple different mixes of this one. There's the Peel sessions. There's a tape mix, right? Because when they first did it, they had the Peel sessions were their first like EP, I believe, and then they got this guy Tate to come in and do the album, but it was hot as fuck in the Manchester area. They were working out and their guitars were out of tune. Everything sounded like shit, but they liked it. And so they scrapped that whole thing and then got the other producer to come in to redo it. And that's when we got the Smiths.
Yeah.
But,
and
the real
hot in Manchester is probably like 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So these Britlanders, you know, they don't understand real heat. They don't understand real heat.
Bitches.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Anyway. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, it's a cool song. I will say the Peel session is like the best of them all. And I think the Peel session's on Hatful of Hollow, so you should have listened to that one. Punchier bass, the drum tone, and this is kind of weird. It's very very 80s sounding, so I like the Peel session better here. Lyrically, this was met with initially like pedo claims.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's.
I think it's a little far fetched. Yeah, there was a lot of pedo stuff going on.
Reaction.
Yeah, but in the end, I think it was more about him losing his virginity to a prostitute, losing that kind of child innocence, which he touches upon on other songs with, and some of it we've already talked about. But this is also a very psych pop song as well. The Smiths and Morrissey like to throw back to like mid 60s, late 60s pop music, and that's what this song is. It's like that mixture of the pop where with Johnny Marr thrown in the psych stuff, and it's just like this good combination of it all. So it's a fine song.
It's like that Baroque pop that the 60s loved, like the Left Bank and even the Kinks in some respect. Like that was popular, and for a long time in the 80s, not a long time in the 80s, but like in the late 70s, early 80s, I don't know, like rock music kind of just died for a minute, and the Smiths kind of brought back like the fucking rock and roll, right? The Bo Diddley, the Chuck Berry back to the rock music, and that was cool. But yeah, I do think this is, I mean, Maz himself had said this is a loss of innocence, that until like one has a physical commitment with another person, there's something childlike about the soul, as he says, which is a pretentious way to say it, but that's 100% true, right? Like we all, like there are times in your life that are like monumental moments where you will never forget, like your first this, your first that.
Of course.
It doesn't have to just be like sexual. Your first anything, your first beer, right? Your first taste of alcohol, the first time like somebody betrayed you, like all of these first things, like a piece of you is gone, and it's sad, but it's more of a sad you are when like you lose something you can't ever get back. Like you're just really bummed, not necessarily regretful, because like you appreciate what happened, but you're like, fuck, man, not like I wish I get that back. It's like, damn, that kind of sucked. Let's move on. Yeah. Like it's sad. It's just sad.
I agree. I totally agree.
It's just good, solid sad. Like, good. It's a
solid
good sad.
Yeah,
it's a solid sad.
It's an SS, double S.
Yeah, it's an S. Oh, hold on, dude. Nazis here.
Shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
Oof. All right, so this Charming Man, we haven't talked about this one yet. This is like one of the most popular.
We haven't talked about Still Ill.
We're going.
Yeah, this Charming Man is inputted in. So like this Charming Man is not in the original layout, but on Spotify it is, and then on the U.S. pressing it is. So yeah,
and it's worth talking about because this is one of the most popular
it's a
songs.
Fucking banger.
Yeah, and it's a very good song. It's just an upbeat song, and I love the guitar. I love Johnny's. I love the riff. I love the tone. I just love how clean how clean it sounds. It's, God, dude, it just shows how great of a guitar player Johnny Marr is. It really is. Like there's no imperfections with his playing on this, with his parts on this song. It's incredible.
He's literally just playing like most of the time he's either playing like Bo Diddley or he's playing just like high parts to like 60s, 70s Motown songs.
Yeah,
and playing them a little bit faster. Like that's all he's fucking doing. And he arpeggiates a lot too. But like that's like his inspiration, and he does it in a way that it blends with a sound that like we've never really heard before, and like that's why he's so goddamn great.
But once again, it's like when you play the lower notes, you know, when you play a lower note, even when you don't have distortion on, there's going to be some sort of feedback. There's going to be something there. Like, there's going to be some sort of imperfection that masks some sort of like how good of a player you are. You are. It shows kind of like how you are as a player. But as you get higher on the strings, you know, the higher pitches and all that, it's just you have to be like a better guitar player, and everything shines through on Johnny's end. Like he's just like this perfect sounding guitar player. That's like the only way I could describe it. Like he doesn't have to rely on any sort of distortion or any tricks or anything like that. He's such a one of the cleanest guitar players I've ever heard. Truly clean.
He's very similar in like what you just said to like Brian May. Brian May's a very bright,
bright
guitarist.
Yeah. Bright's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Like Brian May doesn't use a lot of like distortion. A lot of his solos are just very clean for the era, but he's very bright. You know, like Jimmy Page is always sloppy as fuck, and like Hendrix, like by design, like bluesy was a little bit more sloppy than this was. But Johnny Marr is very bright. Like I think Brian May was very bright. Yeah, no, Brian May is a good comparison. But also, it's like the guitars that Johnny was using. Like we mentioned earlier, he was using Rickenbackers, he was using Tellys, he was using Stratocasters. So very, very, very bright sounding guitars, very twangy sounding guitars. But even with twangy sounding guitars, with the warm sounds, like you hear Buck Owens and shit like that, there's still like some grit to it. There's still some distortion that goes along with that twangy sound. But everything that Johnny does, there's twang, but there's no imperfection, like zero imperfection with the actual sound, and that's his clean tone is like one of the greatest. Clean.
I mean, I've
clean.
like honestly one of the greatest clean tones I've ever heard in my life. It's just so.
I'm pretty sure that's the twin reverb. That's like the Fender twin reverb.
Yeah.
Same fucking thing Neil Young used. Like just the standard amp anybody should have if they have the money to buy one, or if they ever find one.
Yeah.
Which if I ever found one in the wild, I would scoop it up.
Yes. And lyrically, this charming man, it's just more of like the envy of the upper class. And you know, it kind of tells the story of him meeting somebody who's rich and has nice cars and whatever. And he has this sort of attraction towards them, whether it's romantic or just strictly out of envy. That's what the song is about. This charming man.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's good.
So Still Ill.
Good.
That's what we got next. What do you got on this one?
Still, the Beastie Boys song. Sounds like a Beastie Boys song. Cool drum beat, right? The double snare hit. That's about the only time we ever. I can't remember the fucking drummer's name. Andy Rourke's a bass player, but I cannot remember the drummer's name after all these times of reading his name over and
Cliff
over.
Williams? Wait, what is his name?
The fact that this fucking guy thought he would get more than 10% is wild to
I
me.
know.
Like,
he's like the most unmemorable. Or Mike Joyce.
Oh yeah, Mike Joyce.
Like seriously, the most
yeah.
generic, underwhelming person in this band.
And that's just, again, by design, right? That's fine. I'm sure he's a good drummer.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with his playing. It's just, it's not memorable.
It's just, whatever. Mark is pretty wild in this one, too. Like, very early in him doing the rockabilly. Barely early him doing the rockabilly thing full send. A lot of noodling. A lot of sliding around in this song. It's funny because, like, a lot of what I like about this one is Morrissey's delivery. But it's, I don't know, it's a little too stale because I didn't listen to this as a banger. Mm-hmm. But this is like my highest filler song because I like Morrissey's delivery, but I think it's a little bit too stale for me to list as a banger. And that's also because like the Peel session, like dude, the Peel session's fucking the superior version, absolutely through and through. And that's on the Hatful of Hollows.
Mm-hmm.
Hatful of Hollows thing. Harmonica's fucking loud. It's so heavy.
You love the
way less polished. Yeah, love the harms. Love the harmies. Way less polished. Bare, raw, banger. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of more of the same musically, I feel, on this song. Lyrically, though, it's nostalgia. It's about thinking about old and better times and fear of the unknown. Fear of what's coming up in personally in society and all that kind of stuff. And this is where some people have made the connection of, you know, him being gay and thinking like, where, I mean, with society where it is now, is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? I mean, we see, you know, all these bad things happening within the gay community. And it's just like, so it's honestly the fear of the unknown. That's what it is. And thinking of better times in the past, nostalgia. And we've all felt that way. We all still feel this way. We constantly talk about, you and I talk about this on the podcast, like, oh yeah, shit was so cool in 2006. You know, it's just talking about shows and blah, blah, blah. We talk about that shit all the time.
I've never said that.
No, we do. But everybody loves nostalgia and blah, blah, blah. That's really what the song is about. It's about nostalgia and fear of the unknown.
I mean, that's like literally what drives like human nature forward is nostalgia. That's another word for nostalgia is history, right?
Yeah.
Like that drives us forward is history. Here's what we did in the past, so here's what will work in the future. You know, but like nostalgia is a little bit more,
makes it more personal.
Here's what felt good, and here's what felt good in the past, so I should do it in the future. But yeah, there's like this is like the big closet gay motif song on the record. And I think Morrissey like still ill, right? Am I still sick? Am I still like, can you fix me yet? Like that's the whole concept of gays in the 80s. Like, oh, we can electroshock therapy or we can pray the gay out, right?
Crazy
like,
fucking
I think
shit.
Wasn't it pray the gay
it was
out or
pray
something
the
like
gay
that?
out, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And
So
I think this is just him being like tongue in cheek about it. Like, you think I'm gay? Well, then I'm singing a song about being gay. So fuck it. And I think that's what this is. It's the punker song.
I mean, yeah, it kind of is a punker song, yeah. All right, so we get into, what do we got? Hand in glove here. This is like a very acoustic-driven song, full band, unexpected harmonica. Comes out of nowhere. I'm not a fan of the harmonica for the most part, but it's a very upbeat song. Extended instrumental in the outro with that harmonica as well. It's fine. It's fine.
It's my 6B. I love this fucking song. But yes, all of those things you said pretty much just map this up perfectly.
Oh man.
Draw it up just fine there, buddy boy. This song was clearly written as a bromance between Eminem. Right. Yeah. Even though, again, as we said, like Mar was 14 and Morrissey was 19 at the time, kind of weird for sure. But this was the 80s, and that was a different time period. In 2025 times, a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old should not be hanging out together. No fucking way. But in the 80s, like we were born in the late 80s, so I don't know what it was like in the early 80s. But like, I don't know. We had neighbors. I know for a fact I had a neighbor that was like 6 years older than me, and we didn't hang out in like the sense we didn't hung out in the sense where like it was like an everyday thing. But if his garage was open and he was in there, like yeah, I'd fucking pretend to like skate by and like, oh, what's up, Josh? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like tag along kind of thing. Tag along.
Tag along. Yeah, that's a
tag
good way
along
of
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't anything weird. It was just like, I wanted to be with you because you're older than me and you're fucking cool. Even though in hindsight,
you have cool shit. You have cool video games. You have cool whatever.
Better
it is.
everything.
Yeah.
And you had a better attitude about like, fuck off. I listen to better music, right? Like this is like the guy that I stole the Sublime CD from. Like he was just cool. I stole from like my friend and this. He probably knew too. I'm sure he knew.
Sure.
But anyway, it's a cute tune that kind of explores a little bit of like the loneliness Morrissey felt, but ultimately felt good when he was writing with Mar. It was also the last song that the Smiths ever played live.
Oh, was
so
it?
the final words that like Morrissey ever said to their fans, like musically, except for like thank you, whatever. Which he probably didn't say thank you.
Probably not.
But the final words that Morrissey ever said to their fans musically was, "I'll probably never see you again." which is pretty dope, dude. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. And like true to his fucking word, man. They have not reunited since. Fuck yeah.
Although they have gotten many offers since. I think they talked about in 2006 they were offered like $1.5 million to reunite at Coachella, but they declined. And then
because he's not going to make enough money.
And then even as recently as I think it was 2023, they were offered, I think it was $6 million to reunite as the Smiths. Not even as their original band, because Andy Rourke is dead now. He died in 2022. But it was only they only wanted Morrissey and Johnny Marr to get back together. Because I mean, the drummer, whatever. But they only wanted the two guys as the Smiths.
Already forgot his name.
And yeah, they offered them like $6 million, and then a lot of people were saying just follow like what Oasis is doing. Oasis have this massive fucking world tour, and they're getting paid who knows how much money.
Oasis made so much fucking money on that tour. Those ticket prices were crazy.
Yeah, and people are people were saying about this, the whole Smiths thing, like there were even like during the 06 Coachella, and I'm sure with the 23 Coachella or 23 reunion, there was like private equity. You know, there was like these corporations trying to gather, where they were gathering funds to pay. Like it was so business, and so private equity is like one of the most disgusting things in like society. I think it's so. I work with it every day, and
I mean, the housing market alone
private equity
should be enough to make anybody barf.
Private equity is terrible. These companies, these LLCs, these syndications.
It's objectively ruining our country.
No, literally, and not even the country, but the fucking world. It's the fucking world.
It's horrible.
It's so
awful.
terrible. But yeah, no, these private equity corporations are coming in and trying to pay these bands to come back, and it's fucking crazy the amount of money that's thrown around. It's fucking.
You gotta respect that though, right? You gotta respect like Morrissey and Marr for just like, nah, I'm good.
I do. I honestly really do respect that. I really, really do respect that. It's some like Jello Biafra shit with Dead Kennedys.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm good.
I don't care about the money. And then even, I'm not going to give all the details, but you know, Jello was recently, over the last couple of years, he was kind of trying to be not seduced, but what's the word I'm trying to say? Not seduced.
Wined
and dined 69 from certain people and certain things, and it didn't work. It did not work. It did not work at all. So respect for sure. But anyway, let's move on from
Moving
Having
on.
Love. What do we got now? Do we have like two more songs? Yeah, two more songs. I Don't Owe You Anything. What do you got on this one?
Do we do What Difference Does It Make?
Oh no, we didn't. I'm sorry, I skipped that one.
Shit.
Yeah. So three songs left.
That's the last song we could do. That's the only last song I could really.
Well, the only.
But yeah, What Difference Does It Make?
I do want to talk about at least one other song, and it's the last
Suffer?
song. Yeah.
Oh,
Because of the
Suffer,
story.
okay.
Because of the story behind it.
What Difference Does It Make? That's my 5B. Maz and Mar, they both don't really like this song at all. Morrissey's never performed this song as a solo artist.
Yeah.
Out of all these years. I don't know why. I think it's fucking solid. I think it's super solid. It's got like the bounciness that everyone likes from them. It's got the somber, kind of like sad undertones. Also like very Davey Havok. On a lot of the times when Morrissey's like singing like this, it sounds a lot like Davey Havok. But still just love those like high pitched wails he gives out. Like those earlier on when we were talking about the when he's doing the It's just cool. And the outro here is just pure jammy goodness. The Peel Sessions, I think it's better in some ways, not a good in other ways. The Peel Sessions worked, and I think Hatful of Hollows worked because it's driven by like the live aesthetic that the Smiths were. They were a live band before they were a studio band. Mm-hmm. Not in the sense that like every band's a live band before a studio band, but they like cut their teeth as a live band. They sounded great live when they got their, like, I guess at this point, third producer for the Smiths. There's a lot of arrangement. There's a lot of production. That's why I said earlier on that the Queen is dead. The production there helps that record, whereas the production here hurts this record.
Yeah, it doesn't fit on this record. It really doesn't fit on this record.
This song is another example of that. It's just too much. Like these guys don't. That's not what these guys are. These guys aren't like that band, even though Johnny Marr just loves his fucking dubs. Loves to overdub his guitars. It works, but like, he doesn't need it. And then like Rank is like a live album they did later on. I listened to a lot of fucking Smiths, including the Rank. I think I told you to listen to Rank too. Maybe I didn't.
You told me to listen to something
I did,
else.
though.
I don't think it was Rank. You told me to listen to something else, but I don't remember what it was. Wasn't Rank.
You should have, but you didn't. That's all right though.
I did not.
But yeah, I don't know. This is my 5B.
All right. So yeah, and also lyrically, people speculate this is about Morrissey telling another man his feelings, like romantic feelings, and then being rejected and then hurt by it, and subsequently, this is why Morrissey hates this song and refuses to play it because he's openly admitted that he feels the lyrics are very embarrassing, and he said, had another band written this song, it would be fun to cover, but because I wrote it, it's embarrassing. I'll never play it.
I think he said Duran Duran.
It was
he
Duran
say
Duran.
Duran?
Yeah, it was Duran
Yeah,
Duran.
he did. He called him out like for no reason. Just called him out for this.
Weirdly enough, yeah. So yeah, what difference?
Yeah.
Does it make?
So there was a story I read that from multiple like interviews. There wasn't just like one thing, but supposedly Morrissey like left the studio mid tracking for the vocals to have a snack outside, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Ends up bailing and just goes to the Rough Trade offices to demand a finalized like financial breakdown before he'd return to finish his vocal tracking. And in that thing, it was like kind of like a gentleman's handshake kind of deal, which by like all accounts, a handshake deal is still a fucking deal. That's not quite a legally binding contract, but you can make a case, and a lot of people have had to adhere to a handshake agreement. Mm-hmm. And this is like the beginning of the end on their first record, because Morrissey did this by himself, went and got, him 40 and Mar 40 and everybody else 10. And it wasn't until way later on did the other band members realize that this is when he fucked them. So that's why I think he didn't like play this song, is because this is
bad memories.
This was it, dude. This is what broke the band up before they even fucking got a foothold. But yeah, that verbal agreement took place, and it would set forth the motions of intense feuding with the bands later on. But anyway, Maz wrote the song. I think it's just about being neurotic over stupid things in life, like hair and clothes and whatever the fuck. Like, who gives what difference does it make, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do believe it's something to do with him having a sexual encounter with a man and being shut down. But I think it's just him being like, who gives a fuck about anything? And I think that plays into like the whole concept of him being an introvert and like, no matter what I do, it's futile. So who cares? Whatever.
All right.
I don't know. So, self-defeating.
So let's get into I Don't Owe You Anything. We have 2 tracks left. I Don't Owe You Anything. This is another song.
This is my least favorite song on the album.
Yeah, I mean, this is whatever. This song's whatever to me. This is another song that Morrissey. Well, actually, no. This is my 4LK song. My 4LK song. So this is one song that Morrissey had said that he doesn't play. He doesn't like it. He says he thinks the lyrics are gross, which I kind of get.
He disowned it.
Yeah, he disowned it. And I get it because the lyrics are a bit misogynistic. It really.
My favorite line is from this fucking song.
What does he say?
Even though this is my least favorite. The opener, "Bought on stolen wine."
Bought on stolen wine. Okay.
That's a fucking opener, dude. Like, just first of all, like you can just on those 4 words, you can paint a picture of what is going to happen through the song, and then to use 2 words in the same line, "bought" and "stolen," right? Those are complete opposites.
Yeah, they are.
Like, dude, that's just absolute brilliance right there.
Now, musically, I mentioned earlier in this episode where there's one particular song where it sounds like there's 2 guitars playing, and this is the particular song. This is the song I was referring to. The way that Johnny interplays with his own guitar, like he'll just the way he transitions from hitting like strumming certain chords, going into the single notes, the arpeggio stuff, going back into chords, and then there's this underlying organ that pops up throughout the song. It's to the point where his guitar playing is so interesting and so different on this song that it sounds like there is 2 different guitar players, and I really, really like that. And I love the organ. I love when bands can throw in an organ and it's done really well, and it was done really well on this song. It accented every other instrument. It just elevated the song. So I do like this song.
Okay.
I do like this song.
That's all right.
But yeah, lyrically, it's misogynistic. It's very misogynistic. It's about him thinking he's owed something in the relationship from the girl. He took the time out of his day to go see that person, and like.
See, it sounds misogynistic to say this, but I don't think this song is misogynistic. I think that's a normal thing you have when you're in your early 20s or teens or whatever, and you think this is we thought this because we
True,
put in the
yeah.
effort, we deserve something. It's honest. Like, yes, maybe like at its core, it's misogynistic or whatever. Probably is, but it's still honest. It's still something that happens to everybody. I think it does happen to me. I know it fucking our friend group for sure.
I know.
And our outside friend group for
For
sure.
what it's worth, I mean, yeah,
And
it
even-
was a different time when we were in
Yeah.
our early 20s. It was mid 2000s. Just how it was.
It's just how it fucking was.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to say like, I don't want to write it off as misogynistic, even though it, like, yes, I did say it wasn't earlier, but I think it kind of is, because you're not owed anything, but that's just how we thought.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was there to tell us otherwise, right?
Yeah,
like, our
that's true.
parents aren't fucking with us at every single party. Like, well, actually, you shouldn't be doing that. Like,
It's
no,
true,
dude,
yeah.
these are decisions we have to like make on our own. We like in real time, right? We're debating whether like what I'm thinking is right or wrong.
But also, and also to kind of clarify, none of us ever did anything questionable, like, or anything terrible. You know what I mean? Like, we never. I'm not going to say the words, but we never.
In our no, fuck no. In our friend group, in our surrounding friend group, none of us ever did anything to where the next week we couldn't be with that person and
Yes.
party and
Yeah.
have a good time with them.
Everything that was ever done was consensual. Everything was.
But
Yeah.
but like all of us did things where it was like, damn,
That was a little
probably,
dick. It was a little bit of a dick.
That was a
thing,
little
yeah.
dick for sure. But then like we would see that person the next week and like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No worries. Move on. Moving on.
Yeah.
Juicy. So yeah, like, and that's the thing too. Like all humans, dude, throughout the fact of fucking life, right? You are making decisions in real time. You are questioning whether or not the decision you are making is a good or bad decision, and no one is there to tell you otherwise. The only thing you have to go on is like nostalgia, history, societal norms.
Mm-hmm.
But then you add alcohol into it, and like that's what the Smiths is. That's what this whole fucking thing is. Just making mistakes in real time.
Yeah.
And being sad about it, or not making mistakes and being sad about that.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up. We got one song left. I only want to talk about it because lyrically, the story of it is the song is Suffer Little Children. The title itself is kind of a brutal title, but musically, it's a slower, more melancholy song. It has the twin guitars, acoustic, Lee clean stuff, but in the end, it's kind of boring. But lyrically, it's about the Moore murders. So I had never heard of this stuff before, but I took a deep dive, not a deep dive, but I took a dive into it yesterday. But it happened in the greater Manchester area of England. A lot of it did. And it was these two people, Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. They ended up murdering like 5 or 6 kids and teenagers.
Five kids for sure.
5 at least 5.
3 at the time.
Yeah.
And then 2 later on after this record was released.
Yeah. And not after. No, I don't think. Or maybe they were convicted after the record was released.
No, they were convicted before, and the police thought that they killed these other 2 kids, and that's why the song only mentions 3 of the 5.
No, because the last murder happened in
No, it's
1965.
100%.
This album came out in
they weren't-
'83.
But they didn't know those people killed those people. They didn't know the people killed those
that's
kids
what I'm saying.
until after
Okay.
this.
Got it. Yeah. So the people that were he mentions these specific kids by name in the song, and if you read about how they murdered at least one of the girls, they recorded them torturing her and raping this girl and then eventually killing her, and it was played in court. And this is like one of the first like big court cases in England, or in the UK, I should say, of like kind of like a serial killer. Like this is like one of the first big serial killers. And it was just like the whole story is fucking wild. And they buried these people out in the moors of Wales, like somewhere in Wales or some shit like that. England,
All in the same area though,
and also
within like
also
100 fucking yards
also
of each other.
the UK is not that big. Like it's
No,
like when you look at
it's
England,
like
if you look
California
at
at best.
no, England and Wales is like the size of Southern California. Like it's such a
Yeah.
small
It's nothing.
area, but even still, yeah, it's just reading all about it was so sad.
It was horrific. It was
It was so
terrible.
terrible.
The man the man was never really like apologetic. He was like, yeah, I did it. Fuck off. Like, don't release me. I don't give a fuck. But the woman was always, the woman was different because the woman in the story, she always was like, oh, I feel bad. I'm rehabilitated now. And because she never like fully like atoned for her mistakes, she became like the most hated woman in like all of fucking like England history or some shit. Like they called her the most hated woman in Europe right now or England because she just would not just like, dude, just fucking fess up you're a monster.
But then I did read like later in like the 2010s or something like that. She eventually came out and said, yeah, I was the worst part of this whole thing because I was the one, because I was a woman, I was able to lure the kids out of their safety zones, and I was the worst part of this, and I deserve to be hung or hanged back in the mid 60s and shit like that.
Yeah, but I mean at this point it's already obviously too late.
What are we 40 years later? It's like, come on.
But anyway, I hate just like the Census Fail song when they say, like, why do serial killers get all the fame, but like no one ever talks about the victims? That's the Census Fail song. What cool thing about Morrissey did in this is he calls Manchester out. He's like, Manchester, what the fuck were you doing? Because this happened like fairly close to like Morrissey's home. I don't think it was like next door. I don't think it was like next door though, because I looked at a map and I was like, I don't know. It was like I don't know, like a 10-minute drive, right? That's still close enough. And like I'm not saying that needs to be like it has to be so close to
10-minute drive is like going from where I live to like Atwood. Like if people are
so I'm thinking 10-minute drive, like my house to like where I work, which is like 6 miles away or 5 miles away. I guess we're
getting hyper local, but yeah,
we're getting take out traffic, right? How long could 10 minutes get you? It can get you pretty far, like 5-6 miles. But anyway, it affected Morrissey on a deeper level, and that's fine because a lot of people that are very emotionally invested in things like this, they are touched in different ways. Mm-hmm. But Morrissey I like because he called out Manchester. He's like, Manchester, what the fuck? He said something specific. I looked back at
I don't remember.
But it was like, Manchester, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that basically meant like, dude, 4 kids disappeared and none of y'all fucking thought that was weird? Are you stupid?
And
he called,
and also
that's what he said. He says, "Oh, Manchester, so much to answer for." Fucking idiots.
Yeah, and also I think Morrissey was born in 1958, I believe, and you know by the time they were caught, the murderers, it was 1965. So what? He was 7 years old. He could have
been him.
It very well could have been him because he lived fairly close. Like it wasn't just that the serial killers were. Because a couple of the kids were like next door neighbors or right down the street, but some of them were like one girl was like they found it like a carnival or a fun fair as they call it in the UK, you know, and it could have easily been somebody like Morrissey. So of course, being that close in that proximity, it's a little traumatizing. But then also reading about I didn't know this about England or that part of England at least, that after the war. They had like the ghettos or essentially like the public housing, and by like the mid 50s, early 60s, they were tearing down all of these ghettos and then rebuilding like lofts and shit like that where those people from the ghettos can move into. I didn't realize there was all this I didn't realize there was much public housing as there was at that time.
Wait, are you saying they were like gentrifying these areas, or they were building better housing for people that were displaced?
I have no idea, but it sounded like from what I was reading, they were building better housing for people in the ghettos.
Oh,
and the ghettos of Manchester.
Nice.
That's what I gathered from this. But yeah, anyway, I actually learned a lot more about, you know, the history of that area than I ever expected. You know, I had no idea. I don't know. It was a fascinating reading all about this stuff in the area. But anyway, Suffered Little Children, the last song on the record. And also this song was controversial at the time because some of the victims' parents were upset about it at the time. And then Morrissey actually went and met with at least one of the parents or the mom of the little girl he mentioned specifically in this. And she realized like, oh, this was like, he wasn't trying to exploit my child. He was just trying to bring light to the situation and how fucked up it all is. And
he threw on the Riz. He threw on the Morrissey.
He threw on the Morrissey
Riz.
The Maz Riz. The MR, yeah.
It's fucked up. That's
the MRZ.
The Mr. MRZ, Z. Baby.
So, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was just a fascinating read and all that. So anyway, let's wrap it up. give our final thoughts on the record, give the record a rating based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
Oh my god. Yeah, I this week has been fun. This week has been fun because I put on some different lenses and I really tried to get into it. And I think sometimes it takes a little effort, right? Like music shouldn't just be so easily digestible. It shouldn't just be like fucking mac and cheese where I put mac and cheese in my mouth, that's good or that's not good. Sometimes like it takes a little while and that's okay. Sometimes
Comparing this to mac and cheese is wild.
Well, hold on there, dude, because you're still in the mac and cheese phase because you don't take any time to actually listen to music. If it's not good in the first listen, therefore I don't listen to it, dude. So I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't actually try to get into something like this. Just because, again, I said earlier, I'll say it again, just because you listen to it 3 times a day, 4 days in a row, doesn't mean shit. That means fucking nothing. Like, I listened to Stain fucking 3 times a day, 5 days in a row, and that was still garbage music. That means absolutely nothing.
Don't say it means absolutely nothing. Get the fuck out of here.
It means absolutely fucking nothing.
Something.
It means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Continue. The bad joke.
You could shoot 1,000 free throws in your life, and if your form's off, you're gonna miss fucking most of them. Like you know what I mean? Who gives a fuck how many you do?
Continue.
Do it right. If you're gonna do it right. And I think if you do this right, it opens up a little bit. And it took 2 weeks, honestly. The first week, and I texted you before you texted me. I texted you. I was like, "Let's shit on it, dude. I'm ready.
You did.
This is not good."
Yeah.
I remember that. I said we haven't had a good shit episode in a long time.
Yeah, you did. And then like 3 days later, you're like, "I think I'm kind of like it. I'm gonna buy some of those records on vinyl." I'm like, "Oh, you fucking idiot."
Yeah, it turned. See, it turned, and it's because I don't know. It's because I all the things I've already said, whatever. There would be no Radiohead without this. There would be no Oasis without this. There'd be no Britpop of the fucking 90s without this. Indie rock would not be what we know as indie rock. Yeah. Indie rock's hard to even say too because like it's such a catch-all term, right? Indie
There's
rock.
So much that's involved with indie rock. Yeah,
Smashing Pumpkins is indie rock, alt rock, and then like Smashing Pumpkins is also kind of like Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is also Arctic Monkeys, which is also kind of like Taylor Swift, Munskies, like the from the Dodgers. So indie rock, whatever that term, that catch-all term is. But like, yeah, a lot of these bands would not exist if it wasn't for like the foundational groundwork that the Smiths have already laid down. This band is influential. This band is great. I think this band reaches farther into the emo realm. I think the ethereal, the guitar work of Johnny Marr, even though he wasn't trying to be, is clarity. I think Tom Lind and Jim Adkins both took a lot from it, even though if they won't admit it, because they took other things from a band prior, and then that band took from the Smiths. So I think your favorite indie rock or emo band can be traced back to the Smiths. This is good, man. I don't know if I'm at the perfect good because I'm still kind of wet behind the ears over here.
Very wet.
But I'm for sure in like the 2.75 range. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh man, 2.75. That's wild.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
All right, so my final thoughts. I've said it many times this episode on the rankings episode.
You gonna make the rules?
I mean, obviously, yeah, dude. I know I don't make the rules.
You never know.
It's true, but yeah, no. This is not my thing. I don't get it. I really tried. I tried to go into it with a different perspective, and it's just not me. It didn't connect with me. I thought the lyrics were fascinating. I did think that was very interesting. Musically, though, lyrics aren't my thing. Like lyrics are the last things this is the last thing I ever listen to, or pay attention to, I should say. So this is just not for me. And yeah, there are some good songs here and there, and making the top 10 was a little bit tough. And we actually, up until like 2 days ago, we were like, I said I can't do a top 10. I really can't do a top 10. But then I buckled down. I'm like, I'll listen to all these records at least 2 more times in the next 2 days. And that's what I did. And I and I did my homework. I did my top 10.
Did his homework.
But in the end,
top 10.
I can't. It's just not for me. I don't get it. It's like this is like against me. I don't get against me. I don't get Res against. There's just some bands.
Those are fine.
Those are just some bands that
fine.
I can't get into. The Smiths are one of them. I think their history.
Those aren't foundational bands.
It's
Smiths
true.
is a foundational band.
I think the history of the Smiths and I think the lore of the Smiths is very interesting, and that's why we've spent almost 2 hours talking about this.
And they
fucking
were around for
band.
like 4 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like that's fucking
They were
nothing.
barely. The band was so short lived, but
And they couldn't even take it. Like they're all just a bunch of pussies. They couldn't
It's
even
true,
fucking
yeah.
take 4 years.
Emotionally,
I'm too tired.
emotionally underdeveloped.
Oh,
So
I'm so tired.
I'm gonna have two rank. I don't do two rankings that often, but I'm gonna do two rankings.
I'm gonna do 2 rankings because I want to skip the Yellow Man. Go ahead.
How I feel personally about it, I would give this like a 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 out of 3. I think what it did for music and all that kind of stuff, I would give it a 2.5.
2.25.
2.5.
Oh,
2.5.
Gotcha.
2.5. I think this band is very influential to 90s, especially 90s indie rock. But I think bands like X and a lot of the later 80s indie bands did it. They inspired the 90s stuff way more than the Smiths ever did. I think the Smiths were kind of in their own kind of weird little niche. But in the end, yeah. So 1.5 personally, 2.5, objectively, I think that's where this record lies. So there you go. That's all I got.
That's all right.
You got anything else?
Did those things. That's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, and that's all we have. So that's it. That's all.